exhaust project. This is what I am currently working on. So, like I said in previous videos, I think just from Google image searches and trying to find parts for this thing, I noticed right away that my exhaust manifold was not the same one that I was finding online if I searched for an exhaust manifold for a John Deere 420 utility. Mine looked significantly different. Mine has a side outlet, like a horizontal outlet, and all the manifolds I was finding online have a vertical outlet. So that's automatically a problem for me because I have, well, you'll see, I'll show you. So here's where I'm at. This is part of the old exhaust, okay? And a little crummy rain cap on there from, I think, Tractor Supply. And it had this old kind of glass packy muffler. It says Blue Streak. You can kind of see that. The Blue Streak. Hated the way it sounded. I don't enjoy having a muffler. It's rusted to death. And it was sitting kind of up here, like so, a little bit higher, about like that. And you can't put the hood on this thing without taking this off. Well, it had one of those old U-bolt clamps, and it was never going to come off. So I cut it off, and I had to put a couple notches in it and try to loosen it up, cut a chunk out of it here to free up the pipe that was inside, worked this guy off, and tossed it to the side. So there's that. So what I'm left with now is my manifold, just my manifold. Now, there's a problem. It's a little bit rusty. That's not as much of an issue, but my manifold is actually broken right here. You can see one of the tabs is missing about 50% of its body, of its meat. Now, this was not fun. Trying to get this guy off with a backer, a wrench, or a socket or something, you literally cannot get anything back there. I don't know. There must be a trick. I know a lot of old timers that I worked with before when I used to work on tractors for Case. A lot of old timers would bend up a special wrench and kind of have their devoted, this would be their 420 utility horizontal outlet exhaust wrench, some stupid thing like that. I don't have time for that, and I'm not made of wrenches, so I didn't know what I was going to do, but I thought, well, I'll just replace the manifold so that when I take the exhaust off, I can just take the manifold off, mount up the exhaust, and be good to go. But then the more I thought about it, I thought, that's stupid. I'm not going to take my manifold off every single time I want to remove my exhaust pipe. That's stupid. So I started looking for manifolds. Turns out this manifold right here is pretty rare. At the time I'm recording this, there are only 2 of them available on eBay. 2 on all of eBay, and they are proud of them. They look worse than this, and they're like 125 bucks. I'm not paying that, not for something that's not brand new. So I'm looking at getting a vertical outlet. So on the other ones, the ones that most 420s came with, this guy isn't even there. It ends right here and feeds out of the this cylinder here. And then the top kind of comes up in like a Y-shaped collector, and it's got this flange facing upwards sitting right about here. So then you mount your exhaust pipe right on the top. Super easy, 2 bolts, easy to get to, easy to replace the gaskets on. That's more my speed, because you'll see it connects to the top of the carburetor down there, and that connects to the inlet to the oil bath air filter. So I need this to be easy. I need it to be out of my way, and if it comes straight up, you'll see I will have plenty of clearance between my my little, I don't know if it's custom, but my loader frame right there. That's also something you guys won't have if you don't have this exact tractor. So that's nice. Thank you. Anyway, so that's what I'm looking at. I can find those manifolds on eBay for about 85 bucks, brand new. So I'll be looking for the right one to pull the trigger on soon. But I'll go into the shop here in a second, and I'll show you the exhaust that I have made to fit this for now until I get the new one. So as you can see here, it's kind of drying. I took about half of the old exhaust system, which was this half right here. He had welded this up into a 90, so straight out of that manifold. It's upside down right now, obviously. He welded a 90 down to this 1 7/8 pipe. I got an 1 7/8 OD pipe to fit inside it. However, I didn't factor for the sidewall, so it's too thick to accept the whole pipe. So I got it in as far as I could. Doesn't really matter because I'm going to be changing this when I get the new manifold. Welded that up. There's a ton of spatter on those welds, obviously. Don't hate on me for my welding. I know. But that flux core welder down there, that's just the nature of the game. This thing spatters. So what I've got down here at the bottom, you'll see I took that pipe, got some just at an automotive store, and I kind of did the calculations to make a 45-degree cut in this thing. Not the calculations, but I made myself a little jig, cut it at a 45, and then I painted it with this stuff, VHT flame-proof exhaust primer. It's good stuff. It looks really great. Looking forward to having it on the tractor. So as soon as I get that bolted up on that old manifold, I will put some pictures online and I'll get a video for how it sounds. So I've got this janky little choke cable. I've unscrewed the retaining nut here, but it broke off. I need to pull it out so I can show you, but it's broken off inside. So when you pull the choke cable to choke it, it actually pulls the whole liner. It doesn't just pull the choke cable. So I am going to disconnect this one, pull it off the back of the carb, and go pick up a new one, get a universal one, cut it to length, and get it clamped in there. And then I will be able to easily choke the motor when I start it cold. So that's the next project here. Bye.